Hey everybody, this is Idolin from Imperative, a 10-man rating progressive guild found on US Wildhammer, and today I'm bringing you another video, or rather another guide on Shamans, Resto Shaman specifically, and spell choices, since some of you guys have been asking for this. So I'm hoping to provide some insight with some in-game examples as to exactly when to use certain abilities and when to use others. So first of all, I just wanted to say that Resto Shaman healing can be pretty dynamic. Healing in general is dynamic, and don't ever judge yourself based on meters. Shamans haven't exactly been the top of the meters in 10-man rating environments, and it's just because of the way our class works. Our mastery favors a raid in which most people are sitting at a low amount of health throughout the fight, and we all know that that doesn't happen very often, specifically when you're dealing with farm content or when you're playing with equally talented healers. So the abilities I'm going to talk about are number 1, Riptide. So your Riptide ability is probably your most frequently used spell in a 10-man raid setting. It's an instant cast, it has a 6-second cooldown, and if you've watched my add-on videos, you know that I track this through power auras to ensure that I am always keeping my Riptide on 3 targets. You also want to make sure that you're glyphed for Riptide. As you can see here, I'm glyphed for Riptide. Make sure that you are too. It's pretty important for 10-man raid. So it's really hard to give you an example of when Riptide should be used. Honestly, I keep 3 up at all times, even if there's not really any raid damage, just because I get an extra bonus to spirit from my tier.
I don't know if I come over. Alright, come. Some bison, stay away from him.
So if you're keeping 3 Riptides up, that's a constant 540 extra spirit in combat. And when I need to regenerate mana, even if there's not very much raid damage going out, I'll keep 2 Riptides on the tank, and I'll pick a random other raid member to just throw a Riptide out there to make sure that I'm benefiting from this spirit bonus to keep my mana regen high. Anyways, that about covers it for Riptide, really. Just one other side note, you don't want to use Riptide with Unleashed Elements too often. If your Unleashed Element buff is about to expire, then go ahead and throw out the Riptide if you've got nothing else to throw out, if there's not really any damage, or you used it while you're on the move just to get an extra heal out. But yeah, that's really it. So the next ability that I'm going to talk to you guys about is Greater Healing Wave. That's used a lot in 10-man heroic settings, a lot. If you're assigned to tank healing, you use that a lot. If you're raid healing, but you can't use healing rain and chain heal because of mechanics, you use it a lot. And I got some examples of both for you for that.
Come around. %. Gunner-Ani.
Damn it, you keep trapping me my tank check. Oh wait, no, that's a ring of rough. That's
Shivels.
%. Colors supposed to be.
Piece of cake, Brad, right?
video, you'll notice I used a lot of Healing Wave because our tank was really geared. It might not be the same for you. You might find yourself dealing with quite a bit more damage. That was heroic variant, by the way. So heroic modes oftentimes include a lot more damage on the tanks. If you pay close attention, you'll notice that I used Unleashed Elements every time Nefarian did a Dragon Breath because I can maximize my greater Healing Wave on top of the bonus that my Mastery provides to give a really big heal to the tank and almost top them off to where I just had to use Healing Wave. So that's how you use greater Healing Wave in a tank setting. Now this next video is going to show you, again, how intense heroic damage can be on tanks, and in this video, in fact, I didn't even have time to use Riptide or Unleash Elements, but I was fortunate enough to have a Bloodlust going to where I could just spam greater Healing Wave.
I'm taunting the boss after this breath. Taunting. AoE on the boss quickly.
And the lusting?
For the whelps.
Keep it 20%.
For the whelps, guys. That's also kill sound the boss.
So that about covers it for tank healing, really. Two different situations, two different kinds of healing, but both of them involve greater Healing Wave. Alright, in this next segment, I'm going to show you guys how to raid heal with greater Healing Wave, and when should you be doing that, as opposed to the Healing Rain and Chain Heal spam.
Great.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I lost track of the timer for a second, so I was a little slow getting over.
So you'll notice in the video of Heroic Magma that the mechanics force raid members to spread out because of the AoE shadow damage that goes out from Nefarian. And so greater Healing Wave is very favorable in this situation. You'll notice I kept my Riptides up to provide that haste buff. Now, I don't have the Healing Rain and Chain Heal contrast for you in this video since this video is getting rather lengthy, and I think this is a safe place to end it. So I hope that you were able to learn a lot about Unleash Elements, which is very important in combination with greater Healing Wave and or Chain Heal, which I will cover in the next video. Riptide, how important it is to maintain those 3 stacks of Riptide up at all times on, you know, whether it's the same person and you're keeping it off cooldown just to keep the tidal wave buff and the spirit buff coming, or whether you have it on 3 separate people because that's where it needs to be. If you have any questions or comments, or you would like a specific guide on something else, maybe a fight or some other abilities that you feel should be covered, then please feel free to let me know in the comments section. Subscribe because I will be bringing you plenty more videos for Firelands, and I hope this really helped you. So thanks for watching. Bye. Alright, so I have a very special guest with us today. His name is Magic, the Dragon Slayer. What would you like to say, Magic, to those watching this video?
I am the world's greatest mage. I press one button, and I get big numbers and the loots. Yay!
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Magic the Dragon